got going? What are you eating? A little snack over there?
What's up,
Having a little bagel.
Wow.
Oh, God.
Tompkins bagel?
A bagel, cream cheese.
You got Gone with the Wind back there? What's that red book?
Yeah, I got Gone with the Wind. No big
I had
deal.
the exact copy.
Very nice.
Fire.
Ooh, you get me a little... I was playing some Dixie music in the intro. I don't know if anybody caught that.
I heard it.
Were you playing it to calm down because you've been acting like a fucking maniac all day?
No, I haven't. I'm actually acting like the most rational. All right. Hello and welcome, everybody, to the Mama Podcast. Mama the Magazine Podcast. We have special guest Jack Ludkey today. He is a freelance journalist from New York.
From Wisconsin?
But I think from Wisconsin.
Yeah, exactly.
He's from Wisconsin. So that means he's not you're not a Ellis Islander.
No.
You look like a nice old white man as opposed to Denzel Rust, whose family got here maybe 13 minutes ago.
Yeah.
He smells like garlic. Like how he laughs. He laughs like just like a fat. What even is on that bagel, dude? I hope you're eating pork, you fat fuck.
This is like a garlic and like chives bagel. It's like the grossest smelling cream cheese ever. It's delicious.
You ever watch those Instagrams where it's just like a middle-aged dude like from Eastern Europe and he just like cuts up peppers and pickles and like pickled meat and just drinks it with vodka, and it's like that's his morning. Just eats an onion and garlic and some like weird meat and then a pepper and then 3 shots of vodka and he's good to go.
This is like pure shtetl food that I'm eating right now.
Shtetl.
Delicious.
So Jack, you're a special guest today. Jack wrote an incredible, hey, some people are saying the best gonzo piece of 2026.
Wow.
Maybe the most gonzo piece. Maybe the only gonzo piece.
The only gonzo piece. Maybe. I have to go through a long process of going to prison. It's actually very hard to
Can we start with Jack?
Wait, did you go to prison?
Yeah.
How long?
No, I just visited him for like an hour.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah, I wasn't serving time with him, thankfully.
Wait, can we start with Jack's racial background?
Okay, yeah. Well, no, I don't know. There's something up with his racial background that I can't tell what I don't like about it.
German.
Okay. He's like so white, he's swarthy.
Yeah,
you're like tan. You're like got a good tan hue.
I don't use any sunscreen. I walk around a lot.
Do you consider yourself a ginger? Are you a ginger?
No, I don't consider myself a ginger. This is kind of new. The red beard is new.
That's epic.
Did other people consider you a ginger when you were growing up?
It's actually a big point of contention. But yeah, a lot of people consider me a ginger. I was blonde. I considered myself blonde for like the first 25 years though.
How would you handle that if people were like, you're a gay ginger with no soul?
Gingers have no soul. Yeah.
Like, what would you say back to someone?
It would destroy me.
Wow.
No, I don't know. I'd just be like, I'm blonde. I'm dirty blonde. But, it's really up for debate.
That is not dirty blonde, dude.
You are a ginger.
You're a freelance ginger journalist based in New York City.
I hate to say this to another man, but you are strawberry blonde.
Yeah. I think I did like a weird like sleep study where they had to you had to define your hair, and it was like rusty sand. That was the qualification. I was like, that's my hair color. Rusty sand.
More like a
why'd they need to know your hair color for a sleep study?
These any medical study needs your really exact racial breakdown for some reason.
Oh yeah. Because you don't want someone like me, because I'm half Puerto Rican and I just flip-flop all the time.
Yeah.
If I did Hispanic on the last form, I do white on this form. It just depends how racist I feel. Because I buy a lot of guns, so in the background check form, they're always and I'm always adding to the amount of Hispanics buying guns in this country. I always put Hispanic. So just to scare whites. Because when Hispanics get in trouble for shit, they always put white. And then nobody at the jail questions that. You ever see those accounts where it's just sexual racist or whatever, and it's just like a dude named Jose Jose Sanchez, and he always has white as his race.
My friend, he like got in trouble for like tagging or like doing vandalism in New York, so he went to his like court date. Literally everyone in the courthouse was like white first name, Mexican last name. It was just in everyone. And like
where is this?
This
Where
is
is
in
this?
This is in New York.
Yeah, well, that is kind of a lot of that's like kind of a Puerto Rican thing too.
Yeah, they're also not doing like big. There's a lot of like weird like gambling crimes. They were just doing like minor crimes, nothing, no violence.
I love just a little fraud, dude. Every man wants to do a little bit of fraud.
You guys didn't do any like unemployment or PPP fraud back in the day?
Dude, Harrison literally went to federal prison for advanced fraud. Adult fraud for adult black men who are in professional sports.
Allegedly. And also, the only PP fraud I know about is Isaac that he got for his agency. And we only know that because we had Graper investigators that we paid just to fuck with Isaac. I hope he doesn't find out that we did that.
Yeah, he got a PPP.
We had some party money, and we were like, "But what if we just had Isaac had a nervous breakdown on the timeline because somebody called him a fucking Jew?"
He used the PPP to start Will, which is a Holocaust education center, and it was paid for with your tax dollars.
Ah, so true. Chad Ludkey. I like Chad. You should be Chad Chudkey. Is that your real name, Jack Ludkey?
Mm-hmm.
Or is that a poor man too? Nice. That's a good name.
No, real name.
So I kind of want to talk about this article a little bit. What made you what because he was in Danbury's that's like the Connecticut one, right?
Yep.
Okay. But what made you go, all right, I'm going to go talk to this guy for this story?
Because I feel like
were you a mega fan?
No, I just had like a lot of friends who were really good friends with him. Like he was really popular in New York for a long time. So like I had friends like in like the visual arts space that like were his like had grew up with him basically, or like dated him or like roommates with him. So he was sort of like an urban legend because there's a lot of shit that like I heard about him that like wasn't like the legend was that his mom like testified up against him in court. I was like, oh shit, like that's crazy. This must be like the most evil dude ever if your like mom testifies against you.
Did you ever like run into him at like an event or something, or hang out with him before he went to jail?
I think maybe like once or something when I like visited New York, but I like sort of knew him from Twitter. He was like a old head Twitter user in like 2014, but he was mostly on Facebook.
His name's Liz?
No, that's his mom.
Oh, this is the chick. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm reading the story now because I don't read anything from Mama. It's against my religion, but now that I know you're not Jewish, I can read your story. But okay, no, this was the part I was trying to figure out. So when they were doing, was he was personally like selling heroin?
Yeah.
Like at scale, or was he just like doing bad? Like I don't
think like on scale. I think he was selling probably to like individual people. I don't know. He seemed to be making like decent money from it. And he had like a whole like operation set up. Like he would pay this guy to like find customers for him and stuff like that. And he would I think he'd been selling weed for like a long time. I mean, people that sell like coke in New York just like kind of forget that it's illegal also.
Right. Yeah, that's what's interesting about this. So like how old are you, Jack?
28.
Yeah, both of you. This is like completely, I am oblivious to who this person is.
Yeah.
Is this a cult classic for the youngsters? Is this who the 20-year-olds, like 2016, you guys were like, this is the shit. This is so cool.
Cool about Jack's piece, it's like not this. Definitely, I don't get the sense was mainstream, but if you were in edgy circles, if you were in like edgelord circles, it's sort of like this is sort of about like the logical endpoint of if you're just like, I'm going to be as much of an edgelord as I can to the maximum extent, you know, it sort of ends with you going to jail for like pedophilia and drugs.
But this was like this was the SoundCloud rapper era.
Yeah. Right? You know any SoundCloud? Like he like booked like Suicide Boys.
Yeah, of course. Like, I am a Suicide Boy fanatic. And I used to work for Odd Future, Wolfgang. I used to work for Tyler Creator and all his managers.
Before they went
sketchy. We had this kid Jumax. Nobody ever really listened to him, but he had a song called "Alive in My Coffin" that's really good. I might play some for you here soon. Depending.
Are you based in New Orleans?
I'm in New Orleans. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Did he write that song about your fat body, "Alive in My Coffin"?
Oh, you're making fun of me?
Yeah, it's kind of like you're
making fun of me. Didn't you bang a fat chick last night?
Absolutely not.
Allegedly.
Absolutely, she was not fat.
You said her butt wouldn't fit in the frame of the of the
and now
picture.
Anytime or any big butt means fat. That's what you're telling me.
I mean, bro, how big is the butt? How big is the butt? Was she black?
Talk about that. I shouldn't be on air right now.
Tiny. Come on, dog. You shouldn't be on air.
She was not black.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, yeah, Suicide Boys, SoundCloud rapper era. Yeah, I was big in the Suicide Boys. Who else would I listen to that was sad? I would listen to a lot of suicide rap back then. Suicide Boys.
Were you guys into XXXTentacion?
Yeah, I liked him, but he was very mainstream. I'm like, dude, I was listening to some weird stuff. I had my buddy Peter was out in LA, like trying to make SoundCloud rappers a thing.
It was big for a while. There was a lot of money being thrown around.
Yeah, like the executives would write these kids check. Like they would literally do a SoundCloud rap that was like, "Hey, I just shot 5 of my friends," and then there would be like a Denzel listening to SoundCloud rappers murder each other and be like, "Wait, let me give all of you guys like $50,000, and then you guys all kill each other." Or sell drugs more. Like they were really selling the whole thing back then.
Yeah, like
I think the trajectory of rap from your generation, Harrison, to like Ludkey and mine's really followed you go from being like an honor culture to like a victim culture. Like rap when I was really young was like Eminem, Dr. Dre, 50 Cent, and it was all about like, I'm rich, I get pussy, I'll kill you, I'm the best. And then it became Eminem maybe actually was early on this in some ways. Yeah, but like when we rap for us, the like emo rap, All My Friends Are Dead, it became victim culture rap, where it was all about like, I'm on pills and I'm sad and I'm lonely, and I'm still killing people, but I'm doing it in like a very emo, victim-y way.
Wait, so he got 14 years, but it was just the drugs, right?
It was like 8 of the years was, or 10 of the years was for the. It's because someone overdosed on his stuff, allegedly. But his lawyer was stupid. Like he definitely could have like gotten out of that charge. I think because they would have to like prove that this heroin addict.
Years.
Yeah.
So you're from Madison, Wisconsin. You were probably so I'm trying to think like mid-aughts, late-aughts, with Madison, Wisconsin. Yeah.
Like Chance the Rapper.
You guys were doing oxys back in the day. Heavy, huh?
It's not a Xanax. Xanax and like acid. Like, how old are you?
Were you guys?
I'm 37.
Okay. Yeah.
Dude, we used to dunk our blunts in the codeine cough syrup.
It was so stupid.
Yeah, it just was.
Does that even
dumb.
work?
It didn't get you more
smoke codeine.
I don't think so. But dude, that's what they were talking about doing.
Yeah, we were just
when we were, because for us it was like Lil Wayne, and
Gucci
who
Mane.
did who did I got them rainbow colors in my cup. Jolly Ranchers, man, that shit be good as fuck. That's that syrup, motherfucker. That's that syrup.
That sounds like
Get
Gucci Mane.
blowed rainbow colors. Hold on. Sorry. I know this is like so fascinating. Oh, it's 3-6 Mafia, of course.
Oh, there you go.
We were listening to a lot of 3-6. A lot of 3-6.
Like lean was not like a valuable drug at this point. Like now lean's like $5,000 for like a pint, but at this point it was like
really?
It's really
expensive. Back
expensive.
then I guess you could just get any doctor would just give you a subscription for codeine cough syrup back then.
Yeah, it was easy. That's why people
yet another thing black people ruined for everybody.
It was Biden, dude.
They're
Biden's
like, wait,
inflation
you could just
made lean just
no,
totally...
dude. It was black people singing songs about it, and then these dumbass white kids were always stealing it from their parents. Dude, I was a freshman in high school, maybe a sophomore in high school, and I was stealing my mom's codeine cough syrup and drinking it before school and like throwing up at school when I was like 15. Throwing up at school and just getting to go home. Like the teacher's like, wow, you're sick as fuck. You should go home. And then my fucking brother would pick me up and then I'd go home and do more fucking cough syrup and smoke weed.
The perfect crime.
That's
and I just listened to Lil Wayne all the time. That's all I was doing, dude. It was.
This is New Orleans?
No,
did you guys have a phase?
I'm from Northern Virginia, but yeah.
Did you guys have a phase at any point where you thought you might become a rapper?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
You smoke
Yeah,
enough
that's your
weed,
all's era, huh?
like I'm there.
Well, dude, I was, to be fair, all we did was freestyle rap all the time.
Oh,
I'm sure Isaac is more of my era. That's all we did was skip school, smoke blunts, and freestyle rap. That's it. And then occasionally hang out with chicks.
Did you have bars? Were you nasty at it?
Yeah. Yeah, dude. There used to be like a website that you used to like post your raps. I can't remember what that was. Obviously, it was the Dat Piff era. I don't know if you guys ever remember Dat Piff. We were listening to Dat Piff.
Yep.
That was because at that time, that's kind of part of the reason I came to New Orleans is like I had never hung out in New Orleans. And so I was like, oh, I love Lil Wayne. This is like when I was, 20 years earlier or whatever. But there was a moment in time in like 05, 06 where I think Lil Wayne put out like a mixtape like every week for like 6 months straight.
That was like
the greatest.
That was my first like introduction to music. My sister's boyfriend at the time gave me an iPod. It just had like every Lil Wayne mixtape on it, like 100. That was like my introduction to music. My parents like didn't show me any music growing up, so that was like my first like introduction to like music at all.
So did this Wolf guy, was he respected by the black community?
He was, yeah, he was, because he would like freestyle.
Cool. They thought he was like hard and a good rapper.
Well, he would like say the N-word and stuff like in his raps, like when he like first started out.
But well, actually, I don't know. That was later. It's kind of ballsy. In my day,
2014,
all white people were saying nigga. That's all we said all the time with our black friends all the time.
In New York, like all teenagers just say the N-word no matter what race. Like, all the time, yeah. Like all teenagers in New York are like the ghettoest people ever. Like no matter how much money they make, they just become ghetto shit.
The natives in New York are the worst.
Well,
are you in New York now?
It's the milieu where it's the what's his name milieu, Harmony Korine. It's the same milieu as Harmony Korine. So they're just a bunch of rich kid edgelord Jews who are being pedos, who have been manufactured.
Wait, explain the pedo thing. What's the pedo thing?
Who've been manufactured by their parents, who are single women who live in the West Village, like
or Jewish.
Yes, like this kid was.
Isaac, how was your doctor's appointment, buddy? So you have gout. You have gout of the wrist too.
The entire medical system is truly just.
Hold on, hold on.
the
Before
worst
you
animal.
explain everything that's wrong with you, but can you do it in a Jewish accent? Because that's going to get me
I
where I need to
already
be.
am in a Jewish accent. What do you mean?
Yeah, I can't hear it anymore. Every day I'm on these calls. Everybody sounds the same. So we went over everything with Chudkey here.
Chudkey,
the Ludkey. This is his real name, Isaac. Did you know this?
Mm-hmm.
Is that crazy? Is that crazy?
How did
name
you?
to have?
Yeah, everybody's got a fucking fake name. Everybody's so gay now. Everybody's
Yeah.
just like trying to do like thinks they're like anon. Like, dude,
Yeah.
AI is gonna take your job anyways. Nobody even cares if you're racist anymore when they hire you. They're like, wait, you can read?
Yeah, it kind of just seemed like too much work. I had a fake name for like a second. I was like, this is stupid. Like, no one's gonna read this shit under a fake.
Where are you in New York now?
I live in the East Village, but I'm in Maine right now on assignment.
Dude, Chudkey me.
Oh, that's right.
I see him. He spawns in my neighborhood.
Is that how you? Is this how we
Go
got
outside.
introduced to Ludkey through you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew him. I met Chudkey at Rain, and I was looking for writers. And he
Chudkey.
was
What's
like,
crazy is like he's low key the best looking midweek mid we would have had ever.
Thank you, man. That means
If you were to just like use that skill to. How many of your sister's friends are going to be our midweek mids after?
dude, actually,
Okay.
a lot of them want to be. They were.
Yeah?
They all want to be midweek mids.
I like that. There we
got
go.
recruited.
Now we're talking.
That's beautiful. We got a whole stable.
The midweek mid is doing fucking great. It's a cultural, like,
cultural institution at this point.
institution.
Yeah, this is like the next it girl. Every midweek mid is gonna be the next it girl in 3 months.
It's gonna become the first step. Like, if you want to get to being like a famous actress, if you want to get to being a pop star, step one is midweek mid.
Mhm.
That's entry level.
We definitely need to make better inroads with Hollywood executives, though. Dallasania, we could literally just get hot chicks to put in Dallasania movies, and then we would be those guys. Be like,
I think we
Dallas,
should,
put
like,
this
get
chick in
and,
this.
like, we get a photo of each of your sister's friends and like rank them from 1 to 6.
Yeah,
we
real
could do
quick.
that.
See, this is why we want fucking raped goy slave, our Mexican, on here. He could do that quickly. Isaac's working really hard. I'm so glad he's on this podcast. It's like super important to him to
excuse me.
participate.
Wow,
God, dude.
imagine you
Holy
doing
shit.
something. Imagine you doing something.
Yeah,
by
actually, Harrison,
yourself.
maybe we'll podcast
Oh, wow.
and you work on the email stuff.
Emails are. Imagine learning how to read a graph. Imagine looking at a graph that goes.
You don't read a graph. You
north.
just let Claude read your graphs.
Yeah, why would I read? First off, reading a graph is for the goy. I let the machines read graphs for me, and then
It's the
tell the
guys,
Jews.
the
How,
guys.
the Jews are like, no, I need you to tell me in your own words.
It's true.
I don't trust them.
No, here's a question for
Show
the
my work
audience.
ass.
Here's a
Head
question for the
ass
audience.
nigga.
If you ask somebody a question and then they send you 17 pages of Claude slop as a response, that's like fuck you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would not even read it.
See, totally.
The
out of
17
line.
pages of the Claude slop literally has a TLDR that's 2 lines.
Wow,
I
Read
just
the
don't
2 lines.
understand
Also,
what you
hold on.
did before Claude. Like, how were you employable at all before Claude was invented?
What does Harrison do?
I did this manually.
he
I
works
did it
for you
manually.
guys?
He just makes little Claude reports. Little
I
goy
did this
reports
all
for us.
manually. I am the.
Oh, wait,
Listen,
Harrison made the little
Ludkey.
app that was in the group chat.
I
It
did.
doesn't work. That doesn't work.
I don't
at
even
all.
do that.
Yeah,
No,
the
that's
one that
our
didn't
Mexican
work.
retarded goy
That was
slave.
him.
I made.
That shit
Listen,
does
I
not
made the
work. I was
entire
like, oh,
website.
this is go-
I made the
doesn't
whole
work.
website. I did all the. I'm doing all the emails. We got all the shit going on. I made the fucking Jewish Holocaust video game that's probably going to get me fired from my job. I literally work for Israel. So whatever. This is why I'm angry, because we have this freaking Polish fat fuck Denzel over here.
I'm
who's
not
just over
fat.
here. Yeah,
I
you
lost
are,
weight.
dude. You try to act
I'm
like
not
you're
fat.
not, but I saw you recently. He's eating bagels and shit. Hold on, Isaac. Did you ever dip blunts in codeine cough syrup in Chicago in the days?
No. I wasn't that hardcore, dude. That was like really ghetto. I still grew up in the era where like I'm not like
well, it's a southern thing to be fair. It's a little bit of like
dude,
southern rap thing.
Like I didn't even drugs weren't that like it was weed. Weed was for sure everywhere, right? That was the thing that people did. But people, I'm like I'm from like the lower middle class. People didn't do coke or like do weird shit like that. Yeah, in the actual hood, people did shit like that, but we were in like the kind of borderline suburban hood.
Yeah,
like
but I mean, codeine cough syrup
doing that crazy, really.
Cough. You guys never did robo tripping?
No, not till people didn't do that shit until college. For me,
at 7 a.m. my friend Everett, who lived 3 houses down from me, and I would drink an entire bottle of Robitussin before we went to school and just see how it would go.
Yeah.
And that's before we got into the codeine. Then when we found the codeine, my dad had a liver transplant like when I was like in 3rd grade. Yeah. And he had a kidney transplant like 10 years ago. He's fine.
Clean living?
Well, his liver transplant was from a blood transfusion. That's what he says. But I think it was because he was banging sketchies back in the day. But I don't know.
I
but
think you've told this story on here before. Get some
maybe. But we had every now. My mom was a labor and delivery nurse. She would get like codeine cough syrup, or my dad would have some pills or something like that. And bruh, dude, we were stealing anything we could find in the medicine cabinet. We were dipping our blunts in it. We were drinking it before school. That's all we did. That was like right after 9/11. Think about how great America was. Great from 2001 to like 2007. Optimal. Best time in America, maybe.
Were you kind of doing it to deal with 9/11?
Oh, yeah. I was crying every day, honestly, for years after that, after 9/11. No joke, though. I did go to the funeral of a lady I went to the funeral of a dude that died on the plane that went into the Pentagon.
Damn.
She worked with my mom because I'm from Northern Virginia. And then it's funny because I was at AmFest. I might have even told this story too. I was at AmFest this past year, and this guy was like going off on conspiracy theories, right? He's drunk at the place we were throwing this party. And it was early. It was like 6 or 7 o'clock, and he's hammered, and he's talking about like there's no plane went into the Pentagon, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of believe everything you're saying, but like definitely somebody died on those planes, because I went to like a funeral, and then dude asked me if I was like a paid crisis actor and was dead serious.
This is like when people think like the Trump assassination was fake, but they don't know that someone died at the assassination. I'm like, who do you think that person was like exploded? Like, there's like, this is like the one conspiracy theory every like liberal like 70 is like okay with. They're like, that was a fake assassination attempt, but they like can never explain that like someone died like by being shot. They're not very good at it.
They don't even. Yeah, I mean, doesn't even.
So
conversation.
So Chudkey, I want you to respond to the main attack you've been facing from this article, specifically on Instagram. Is a lot of people with like 3rd grade reading level comprehension saying that you're platforming a abuser. What do you think about this as a freelance journalist?
That was a funny thing.
You know,
why did you choose to platform him, and what's your response to that?
I was trying to dissect his twisted mind, see how he got here. But he ran out of minutes for the prison film this month, so people have to wait till August for him to be platformed. Then they can like call him or whatever.
But do you think, because you tried, can you tell like a little bit of the story of you tried to pitch this to Vice, or you did pitch it to Vice? Because it seems like
Vice bid immediately.
It seems like the response that some people have had like shows why Vice didn't want to publish it, but it's really stupid. So I kind of want to hear like what they were saying, if it's the same thing.
This is like over a year ago. I had pitched it to Vice. It was kind of like and they were like, okay, this is great. Wrote a rough draft. They paid me. Then I went through like a really long editing process because Vice does not have a lot of people on their editing board right now. So it took like a year, and then eventually when it became time to put it out, they had like a last minute editing process, and they kept like they wanted to make it like trendy or like something so they can, you know who David is? He was like an LA rapper that like killed his like underage girlfriend.
Oh yeah, that just happened. Yeah, they found her body in his Tesla in the Hollywood Hills.
They wanted to be like, oh, this is like the new version of this guy. Blah blah blah.
That doesn't really even make any sense.
No, it didn't make any sense at all. These are also British people, so they don't really know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, that's always so sad. Yeah, no. When I look at this story, I love it because it's like this snapshot in this time and culture that existed. That was very finite and like or discrete in its own way. It was like this is after because I consider like the Lil Wayne era and then like the Drake era a little bit. I guess Drake era is maybe around similar times, maybe a little bit later. But it's like the SoundCloud rapper phenomenon was very much like that was like 2014. Yeah, 14 to like 17, and then like woke shit started happening. Like I thought it was interesting because it was almost like it's rap's own like grunge era, kind of like to what Denzel was sort of saying.
True.
It was like
Everyone was like this moment, or became super famous.
Right. It was like
or went to prison for pedophilia,
and it was weird and sad. There was like sad music. There was like just weird shit. Some stuff was just weird, and it went off. And then you get some of these like. Now you sort of, some of the drill rappers, it's like just not rapping on the beat and just terrible shit. It's sort of like an outcropping of that. And I've never gotten that, but I always thought there was like it was an interest, because I love Suicide Boys. I was such a Suicide fanatic. And that was just like a super specific era. And then, yeah, like you said, like, yeah, you either died, you went to jail, or you were or now you're straight edge. Like, I don't think Suicide Boys even do drugs anymore. I think they're all like completely sober, and they're like live like 40 minutes from me, like in White Covington, Louisiana. And it's like, I think that's where they're from. But like the music video, like, have you guys the music video for this?
Fat Nick,
Paris, Suicide Boys.
No, I haven't. I'm just like now I'm just brainstorming rappers. Puya, Fat Nick. You remember those guys?
Fat Nick. Not really.
Fat music, fat guy.
I love that. It's just a fat guy.
Nick, Puya. He was like a fat white guy with like dreadlocks.
Have you guys ever seen this?
No.
Can you hear this?
I can hear it.
I love how it's all white people. White rap, 2000, and it was just about doing drugs and wanting to kill yourself.
This is Suicide Boys?
Yeah.
Switchblade on him, hit the guts like a pumpkin.
It's actually funny. All right. I think we got it, dude.
I don't get
It's actually funny.
You don't get. First off, that song is literally 10 years old. That's like
there's a dude working for Mama right now who like used to make videos.
Yeah, he's done some videos for him.
It's funny how many like New Orleans connections we have. When I was in New Orleans, it was Bounce.
Well, it's still Bounce. That's sort of like DC's Go-Go, right? It's the cultural. Yeah, it's like the music of the city. That's always going to be a thing. New Orleans, like Suicide Boys was never really. I mean, it's always been New Orleans, but it was like North Shore whiteys. It was heroin rap. It was like sad boy. It was emo rap.
That's the same. That's the same kind of shit that this dude Wolf.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Is like that's why I think this is like an interesting. It's a good. I think we should do more of these. Like,
I want to hear though.
It's lost culture. Why are we not? Like sort of lost.
It
culture.
Really is. I was thinking about that. There's not like a good SoundCloud documentary on like all these like speaker knockers or like.
Well, nobody knew unless you were like of a very specific age, right? Because this was as the Gen X, not Gen X. It was as Gen Z sort of growing up. It was like millennials had sort of moved out. I don't even think a lot of millennials were listening to like SoundCloud rappers, right? This was like a very specific audience, a very specific channel. It was like such a weird time that I think it's completely lost culture. And XSX was one of the people, right? I mean, he was kind of the main SoundCloud rapper in some ways.
Definitely.
No, but some of the people you're naming, I'm like, who are you even talking about? And then like, what's crazy is like millions of people know who they are, bought their merch, consider them like some of their favorites or like foundational, but like they're complete nobodies to.
Yeah, see, these are all
normies.
like white people, black people. There's always like white people, black people, and then there's actual black people. I hung out with like actual black people. Okay.
Well, no, but this was the era. This was like
black world. I wasn't in the like pretend like underground rap white people suburban guy world. I was in the like actual all black people.
I think there's like this was just a crossover moment though.
Do you remember Crucial Conflict? You don't even know anything about Crucial Conflict, do you? See, Chicago was
like Common?
its own. No, oh my God, that's the fucking white people rap. Of course, that's what you know. No, dude, no, like Twista. Remember Twista?
Yeah,
yes, I remember Twista.
And like Crucial Conflict and Bone Thugs and Harmony. They were not from Chicago, I know, but they were Cleveland. And that whole era was not. It was not like influenced by white rich people at all.
No.
It was just like actual black people, completely separated from white people in any way, making their own shit. And it like wasn't what
like SoundCloud rappers are the first people to like really like harness the internet and be like it was like cool.
Well, that's
to, like,
so much later, dude. It's so much later on. You're talking about 15 years later. I mean, I'm talking about like this is like 1998.
Well, that's what he's saying. Like, he's talking about SoundCloud rappers.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just saying like SoundCloud rappers are much more of like a phenomenon of like. I mean, what SoundCloud like this guy? He's like too early, like 2012.
So this is sort of the interesting thing is like,
can we look at this on the screen? I want to hear like actually, did we like introduce what this article is and what Jack actually did? Like he went and visited this dude in prison. Like, why are you giving him a platform?
We did this while you were on the call, actually, but you were too busy working.
You were getting prep, so you missed that part.
So hold on. So we have the article.
But one thing I want to rap video when it comes up.
Go ahead.
Pull up when it goes to Tompkins Finest. Just pull that up at some point.
Like, why were you so interested in this guy?
Wait,
like, why did you like?
Hold on. What are you asking me to do?
There's one of the links that has a cool music video.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
I was interested in it because I was like, because it's like in New York now, it's like really hard to imagine someone who is like so controversial, like still being like popular, like able to perform at all, you know? So I was like sort of interested in like just how much different the like accepted culture was at that time.
All right, let's watch this real quick.
This black guy is Turk from Scrubs' younger brother.
Get off my beef, I ain't no Stroganoff. Get off my island, you been voted off. Flow deeper than the ocean, one you can't float across. Hoes tweaking for the potion, not talking soda pop. Most leaving for the verse and they say they know the boy. But I'm the rap supreme, wash you like laundry, now my jacket's clean. Squash you like giants, fuck a magic bean. Hotter than jet fuel, melting metal beams. San Pedro tea, now I got mescaline. Living in the matrix, now I'm Morpheus. Dorsal fin in the water, looking out for these sharks. They trying to bite off my art, I'm trying to cut off their ears and drain the blood from their heart. They always asking about my fears and I don't know where to start. But here I am like METHOD. I got the dopest shit, I hope that you
Alright, hold on.
You always talking all this shit, but trust me.
Turning it off. What year is that? Oh, that's old.
That doesn't even sound like SoundCloud rap to me. That sounds like underground hip hop more.
Yeah, it's like it's like New York. That's like New York style rap. It's like this cipher format, and it's like these.
That sounds like really like these dudes like really conscious rap, like woke kind of rap, like smart college mulatto black guy rap.
This zoom on.
Hold on, did you say that dude that was rapping? That's Donald Faison's.
That's his younger brother.
My roommate in college lived across the hall from him in Hell's Kitchen.
Donald Faison?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, my buddies. Yeah, he was in I think I've told the story too, but his His name's Eric Chayefsky. His grandfather was Patty Chayefsky, and they lived in Hell's Kitchen. And I thought they were poor, or I thought they were just like middle-class Jews from New York. And then one day I walked into the house. I lived with him and his sister, and his sister is super hot. And Eric had the hottest girlfriend in the fucking world. It was insane. But he never showered, and he was just gross, like Manhattan dude. And
Tried and true.
him and his sister were crying on the couch when I walked into the house, and they were like watching like CNN, and I was like, "What the fuck's going on?" And they were like, and Eric was like, "Oh, dude, my dad's getting arrested right now on CNN," and they were walking his dad in handcuffs into the courthouse in Manhattan. He was like part of like some multi-billion-dollar like scheme or whatever. He ended up not actually getting in any trouble, but it was pretty epic. I was like, "Hold on, who are you guys?" And then I learned about the Chayefskys and the Jews. Changed my life. Thanks. That was my story about New York and Donald Faison.
Yeah, their dad was like some like famous like Harlem theater guy who like owned some big legacy theater building in Harlem.
Yeah.
So Jack, what was this guy's like when you talked to him?
Yeah, like this is what I want to know. Like, why? First of all,
I won't finish answering. I forget my question. Never mind.
Just shut up, Denzel. Why did you? Why were you interested in this guy? Why?
I was just interested because that he like sort of had the success that he did, and like even after he was like canceled multiple times, like more established artists still wanted to like bring him into their projects. Like he was like he had like he like read a short story with Kat Marnell like probably like a year before he was arrested. You know who Kat Marnell is?
Kat Marnell. No.
Kat Marnell is like she's like she was like a New York girl. She wrote How to Murder Your Life. This is like in like Carrie Bradshaw-esque world, where she wrote like a memoir basically about like sort of being a New York journalist or whatever. She was like worked for a fashion magazine. And this is like 2017. So this is like a very like sort of well-respected girl in like New York literary scene who did a reading with Wolf Margulies where they read a story about like how he like wanted to give his girlfriend AIDS. It was like shit like that. Like he kept getting like sucked into like actual like higher brow New York art stuff, like while being canceled. So
that's interesting. Like, why were highbrow New York literary people like into him? So like black people liked him, like hood black rapper people liked him, but also these like, you know, Oberlin College like literary people liked him. So why were they interested?
I mean, he's honestly just like very charismatic person who like obviously like did very well for himself, like not very well, but like he like sort of had like, because he was like always like honest, you know, he would be like, oh, like I am all these things, but like I'm going to tell you about it like straight away until like he went to prison until he was like on trial. Then it was like, okay, this was all a joke, you know. This is like classic like backtracking in front of the judge. But yeah, he just like always like sort of like, even when he was like couldn't really perform anymore, he would get like sucked up into like higher echelon like art thing. Like he is like in the Bajan Melgrad piece.
What was his like, opening line? Like the biggest chud I've ever seen in my entire life. He's like, he's like, he needs the 2-hand rabbit thing. You don't know how to open wine like a European, bro. You live in New Orleans. You can't. You're like stumbling all around.
He's drinking Taylor.
We also can't hear you, dude.
I was hoping no one would tell him we can't hear him.
Can we just respect Ludkey for 5 minutes? Let him finish a fucking story before one of our fucking faggot asses.
This is what I want to know. I want to know this, and then just interrupts.
Hold on, Isaac's finished. Let Isaac finish his dumbass question. But wait, was it Gonzo? Was it Gonzo to meet this guy?
Dude, what I'm trying to hear is how much Gonzo was this whole thing. Like 1 to 10.
Extremely Gonzo.
But hold on, Isaac, to be fair, I can't believe you're drinking a Diet Coke. Holy fucking shit. You're such a faggot. But hold on,
dude, I gotta get my face skinny. My face is too fat.
You have a tiny Diet Coke and I have a tiny Coke.
Yeah, dude. Look,
my camera just.
You guys have 2 liters of Coke. Normal.
You shouldn't be drinking anything ever except water, apparently. You should just kill yourself. No, but hold on.
Definitely
I
we should
did
do
introduce
ourselves.
this whole piece, Isaac, while you were getting your gout looked at as perhaps the
Dude,
only
I have
Gonzo
wrist
piece
sculpt gout
in
now.
the year of 2026.
Yeah, this was a major Gonzo. This was a major moment
It's a
in
major
Gonzo.
point in
history.
Gonzo history.
Really, the
Did you
best
visit
point
him
was
recently? I'm sorry.
Well,
when did you
you
actually
found
visit him?
out. Okay.
Sorry.
This
When did
is
you
like
actually visit him?
like over a year ago.
Okay. But
Because I
like
had done
how
this whole
long
thing
ago?
with-
Like within the last 5 years?
Yeah, like a year ago. Probably
Oh,
like
okay.
exactly a year ago. I had done like a whole
he had
editing
been in
process
there.
with Vice.
Okay.
He had
So,
been in
but
there
he
for
has been
7
in there
years.
for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Is this a guy who thinks about himself as like a troll, or does he think he's like a great artist?
You think he's a great artist, for sure.
Like his perception of himself is like, I'm like a genius, like a Harmony Korine type of guy.
I mean, probably not anymore. I don't know. I mean, like he definitely has like a
The vibe I get from him, I didn't feel like I got a super good vibe of where he's at now, other than for him saying like, yeah, this is the dumbest thing ever. I shouldn't have done this. But again, I kind of come back to this. It's this small cultural moment where like I think a lot of people were trying to figure out how do I make a name for myself in this post controlled distribution era, right? Because it was always it was radio until 2014, 15, 16.
Do you remember the rapper that got Anne Frank tatted on his face?
No, but how does he
No?
not work for Mom of the Magazine? Holy
I don't
shit.
know. Well, I think he had a kid. He like literally had Anne Frank like right here. And then he was like, he like posted a photo of like an ultrasound. He was like, I'm retiring from rap.
Dude, it's just so there were a couple Gonzo moments in the piece that were really standout because you actually did real reporting that no one else knew, which was you found out what actually got him in there, right?
Yeah.
Which nobody else knew that.
Yeah.
And that
the
was trans.
What, nobody
baby
knew
rape.
why you went to
Trans
jail?
Baby rape.
thing. Yeah. Well, in
Trans
my
baby
mind, I
rape.
was like,
What? Wait.
thought-
What?
Yes,
Am I
Wampus
missing
didn't
all
read
this?
the article clearly.
No, it's already explained this
Amazing
earlier.
preparation.
I said it earlier. I thought he was Jewish. I told him I can't read any articles that are written by Jews, but then I found out he's actually just Aryan, and now I can read his article.
Dude, you need to make a Claude summary report really quick
can
while
you
we're on the
just
pod.
That's usually what I
ask
do.
Claude what the summary of the
Listen,
article
yeah,
is?
ask Claude.
I don't work in creative, okay? I don't read the shit, all right? I just take the
ask
juice
Claude.
slop into my soul. Although I did read the concentration camp article, which I liked. It felt like it was written by me in a way. It was like, I also think that no Jews died in the Holocaust. I like this story. This
That's
is good. It was
definitely
actually the
not
other
what
white people. It wasn't the
Definitely
Germans.
would
it was
not
the
be
other.
capable of writing that in any
Ah,
way.
And also, this was not. I just want everybody to know this was not a Holocaust revisionism piece. It was.
It was adding to the universe of.
No, it was not. It was not Holocaust.
Okay,
It was
yeah,
just
can we go
Holocaust
back to the
curious.
explain the baby rape?
Yeah, explain the baby rape, trans baby rape.
This was so at the time this was like Wolf was dealing drugs and he had like a clean phone when he went to Israel. So this was like something like some
And then trans baby rape got him there.
so on I guess on Kick if you
Somehow.
if you get a message it automatically downloads to your phone. So this was like sent to him by like a trans woman who he didn't really know that well and he was like LOL and then deleted it. And then when he went back through TSA, they like cloned his phone and saw this in the deleted file. And we're like, but in my mind, I thought it was like an underage girlfriend or something like that. I thought it was like sort of
Yeah, so he had a baby rape video on his phone that was sent to him by a trans girl. I don't even know what a trans girl is, but I guess it's a tranny that's a girl or a guy. Does that mean it's a girl or a guy? I don't fucking know. Anyway, it's a tranny, and this is like what they're doing in New York City. This is what's happening in Lower Manhattan. What's happening is a 39-year-old Jewish lesbian who's so rich, she just has a baby manufactured. She lives in the West Village. The average rent is like $10,000 a month, and she has a baby manufactured he becomes with Aryan genes. He's supposed to have Aryan genes. That's the story. She clearly hates him based on the interview you did with her, which was a great interview where she shit talks him. She's like, yeah, he's a little bitch. She's like, he's like, people think he's cool and he's a little bitch. And it's like,
No,
oh, I
She
wonder
loves
what she says that in the thing. She says he's a little
Yeah,
bitch.
but in that world, that's a good thing.
Oh, okay. I'm sure it's great to be called a little bitch by your mother, who is a lesbian who had you manufactured with Aryan genes. And then he gets in the tranny world and is getting sent baby rape videos that say LOL. It's like, what was so great about the piece, and the reason why I guarantee you nobody else would have published it, is they were like, this is what's going on with the elites in Lower Manhattan. This is what's happening. Trans rape, baby rape videos, random babies being had out of nowhere. It's like, dude, napalm the entire West Village, man.
It's so funny.
Obviously, fucking tough.
It's so funny because like he was like the suspect of a lot of like 4chan like conspiracy theories because of all these like, you know, boxes checked, you know, trans, Jewish, like West Village stuff. So there was like a couple years ago, there was a hit piece written on him while he was in prison that like interviewed all these like women that like were whatever had bad experiences with him. And so someone, they were like trying to see if like, you know what Milady is?
Yeah, of course.
They're like someone, like another reporter was like thinking that Milady was like financing his like legal defense.
Really? I didn't know that. That's interesting. Wow, that's another interesting
It's not
fact.
true at all, but this is like
this
is like people like were like, they were like, this is like where the conspiracy was like ending for them.
Was he affiliated or a member with Milady?
No, he went to prison in like 2018. So this is like before crypto.
This was even before this whole thing, right?
Yeah, this is all like post like fan fiction basically, because like Milady was, I don't know what the fuck they were doing. They were doing similar shit in Discord, I assume.
Harrison heard trans baby rape video and immediately went completely silent. And
I'm reading the article now because I don't know. I was skimming before.
He's just sounding out the words.
I was skimming. I was skimming, and now I'm
the
the Jew kid, the Jew. So how did the mom have money?
She's like, Jewish, bro. Come on,
just Jew.
Yeah, just Jew. There's no explanation.
Like why is she there as this, like, she looks like a dysfunctional person.
I heard that she got PPP loans.
Shit.
That's how she funded all this.
Fraudulent PPP loans.
Oh yeah.
For psychotherapy.
Every man wants a little PPP loan. Isaac already said I already admitted.
I already said don't worry about it. I already said don't worry about the PPP money. Yeah, no, dude, it's great. It's great reporting. It's really good that you got all this information. I just saw it like as like so obviously what it was about was just like you nailed it in the part where you asked the question to him, I think, which was why, you know, kind of like why did this happen? And he gives a pretty articulate response, which is just like, you know, I grew up in a world where everything was already so edgy. Everybody was already trans as fuck. And really the only place I had to go was being a pedo. That was the only way to like be interesting because everybody was already so extreme degenerate. And that's sort of what I've always seen with face tattoos. It's like face tattoos are the perfect example of like the pendulum gone to the point where it stops even making any sense. Like the rebellion doesn't even register anymore. Like it becomes clownish, like almost intentionally, you know, like it's like, it's not. Yeah. And so I feel like he was like, you know, I want to be an edgy kid. The only thing I can do is be a pedo. That's it. That's all I've got because there's no else. How else do I stand out? That's the only thing I can do.
Yeah. And he was like rewarded for it, like both sort of socially and by like higher up people, like higher up in like the actual art world.
Yeah, and that's what I've seen. It's like that's the problem with postmodernism. It's like it reached a limit, and it's like, okay, now it's just gross. Now it's just like trash world. You know, there was like Trash Humpers, which was actually a Harmony Korine movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was he went to New Orleans at some point here?
That's where he was arrested. He was arrested in New Orleans. He was there for like a month, going to like coding boot camp or some shit.
What? The fuck?
Coding.
This is the most crazy.
He learned
Yeah,
to
because
code.
there's kind of like a sad, like he seems to, whatever, fuck him, but like he seems to almost like he decides to get his life together. He's got a girlfriend. He's gonna try to like get a job and just like be normal, and then he just like goes to jail forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
don't know.
mean,
Do you believe these?
Prison for a long time? I feel like.
I mean, he's
Wait,
literally making posts being like, "I am a pedophile. Come and get me. I'm a pedo. So what? Come and get me right now." And then it's like I don't know. Like
He was asking for
the
trouble.
story of him getting his phone cloned sounds fake.
Why?
Why is that fake?
Like
You can get your
they
phone
don't just
cloned
like
mad easy.
yeah, but they're not stopping you. Especially they're not stopping you at the airport and cloning your phone.
I know, but they had been tracking him before he
Well,
went.
they're not stopping you because you're a federal agent.
Well, like
Yeah.
the
Probably
FBI,
stopping him.
FBI had been on him for like a year, like I don't know how long before that, but they had been tracking his movements.
Damn, and that's
Yeah,
all they
well, 'cause
found.
he's-
Wait, hold
I
on.
mean,
But
he's
is this
clearly a
in
problem.
any court documents, or is this just what he told you?
No, there's pacer documents.
Yeah, because I'm curious if
it's
that's
actually
like
a really
what actually
fascinating
ends
story.
up. But
Yeah, Mama Magazine makes good content. You should check it out sometime.
me,
Swampus,
I'll
you should
read it
give it a read.
sometime.
Yeah,
I'll
well, I'm
read
gonna
it
read
sometime. It sounds
What?
cool, dude. Honestly,
wait.
whatever you're doing sounds pretty cool, man.
It's cool. It's actually a pretty cool magazine. It's like now that I'm reading the content, it's not that bad.
Now that I'm reading this,
no,
I think this is a good idea.
This was our most gonzo moment for sure. What do you think about Jack? And actually,
Drinking.
you
This is
gotta
a mama drinking game. Isaac said Gonzo.
You got a report from Maine in a second, but what do you? The only one of these guys that I had thought was cool at all was Extentacion, however you say that. And everybody thinks I'm really corny because occasionally I post a lot of Extentacion posts because I love him. And he was definitely killed by Drake for sure. I'm 100% certain.
Definitely.
Sure.
So, what do you think about XXX? However you say that.
The fact that
I don't
anybody
say
thinks
it.
Drake's killing anything but man asshole is insane to me.
No, he really
Like,
did kill him. No, for real.
No,
He got
he
killed by
didn't.
Drake.
He wrote
No, he
a
really
dumb.
did.
Yeah, he did
wrote
kill him.
He
He
wrote
100%
three
killed him.
lines in his faggot ass 14 song or 48 song album, and it's not. He didn't kill XXXTentacion. They literally
He killed
arrested
him.
all three of the
Personally.
jigaboos that
Yeah,
did it.
not
They were all retarded.
personally.
He hired them.
I know he
Yeah, he
didn't.
hired
He didn't, dude. You don't think those guys are going to be like, actually, we were hired to kill him. We didn't want to just rob him because
He had
we
a
have-
really strong NDA because of.
Since he's Jewish, he had a really good
he
idea.
is Jewish. That's true. I just don't think those guys' prefrontal
Airtight.
cortex was like, we should really think through this, and we better not implicate the guy that paid us. God, we should just take the fall forever. We
I think
murdered
Israel killed him personally.
Wait,
Well, that's kind of the, isn't that kind of, so this guy came back from Israel and then they were like, you got child porn on your phone. That is the most, like, I think he wasn't playing ball with the Clive
in Rome.
Davises of the world. Yeah, he wasn't playing ball with the Jewish people that ran the game. He was like, no, I'm making plenty of money selling my little heroin and being edgy, and like I don't need the record companies. And they said, porn on your phone. Boom. Porn on your phone. Done. Done. Jail forever. You're finished. That's what they
honestly
do. They
awesome.
do it to
If you're
everybody all the time.
Person to think he's innocent.
That would
I don't-
suck.
anything
What
I've
happened
ever-
in Israel?
I know, but everybody you talk to is a fucking loser. That's the truth. They're all tranny teenagers and shit, or they were back
Me?
then. But you know what I mean? No, not you. Everybody you talk to. Everybody that was implicated
Pretty, like,
or
successful
everybody that
artist,
hates him. He's just like a normal white guy that was a little out and a little much.
No.
No,
Bro,
dude, he was.
Harrison,
Read,
your
read his
reading
pedo
comprehension.
Post, dude. Read the pedo post on the article. It's like
Yeah, he was also like
absolutely-
doing like he was like taking like estrogen at some point, and he was like doing a lot of cross dressing. He was like really out there, and he was like seemingly doing bad shit to women.
Jack, what is it like in those worlds? Like deep in this milieu in New York City, what is it like? Like, are those people like, do they bang each other and it's just all depressing and everybody's just on drugs all the time? Or is there anything unexpected about it? Are they like, reading Proust? Like, what's going on in that world?
It kind of is. I think it's kind of like, I think kind of everyone ran out of money, and so they like got like significant others to stop doing as much cocaine, kind of like calm down. That's what I did. I don't know.
You're saying that's the vibe,
I
right?
mean, it was never like that high up in like the echelon of like the art world. Like this guy probably had like way more connections than I ever will, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, no, okay. So that is like, was everybody he was sort of associating with some sort of closeted rich kid?
I think he was hanging. I mean, New
the
York is
Donald
kinda, like,
Faison, the Donald Faison connection. Not to say that person is like, I'm rich, I grew up rich, but like there is a certain level of like, I am surrounded by artists all the time. I have access to smart people and resources and stuff. Like my parents I'm not homeless. I'm not on the subway working for money. Like I get to do creative stuff, like put a camera in front of myself and do rap videos and do a SoundCloud.
New York, just like everything's like sort of squished on top of each other. So it's like a lot of poor kids and rich kids like hanging out because they just do drugs together.
Mm-hmm.
Like the drugs just kind of bring everyone together.
Right.
So, like I don't think he was hanging out with all rich kids, but it's just like it kind of like doesn't matter when like everyone's just like on heroin or coke, just like everyone's just a drug addict.
I need to do heroin so bad, dude. It is so fucking gay. I've never done heroin.
Yeah.
I just think it'd be cool. I don't want to shoot it up though. I want to snort it like the cool guy. Like you can't die if you snort it, I think.
Yeah, I think it's much less hard to die.
Yeah, people in New York also snort heroin usually, or now they do. But people in New York just have like a nasal fixation in general.
They love snorting things.
Ludkey kind of gives me the vibe that he's snorting a little bit of heroin in Maine right now. Kind of doing like a Stephen King kind of vibe right now. Yeah, because you're chill, snorting. But also it kind of, you're just sort of look like you're in sort of like this, liminal space. Liminal space, heroin den in Maine.
I think Jack, Jack, you just look like you're in a heroin den at all times, no matter where you are. You could be at a Walmart. You'd be like, are you in a heroin den?
You look like a kind of drug addict that doesn't exist anymore.
Like you look. Well, it's very literary.
Mobile,
it's like literary drug addict. It's like very like Burroughs. You look kind of like a Burroughs type of guy.
Like it's the vibe everybody on Twitter wants to go for, but they're all faggots.
You look very, you know what they say about white people? Black people think white people are like wet all the time.
I'm wet.
You're like a very wet. You're like a very wet white guy. Like
I'm white.
Extremely, just always damp.
That's true. That's why I rock the white beater.
I'm a pretty wet white person too. I'm very.
You're sweating right now.
Yeah, I am. I'm always sweating, and I love it. I love like the swamp. I love
it.
Just being vital. Sweating, dude. Yeah, I love it. I love like a hot night sweating.
Yeah.
So what's going on in Maine? Tell us about Maine. What's happening up there?
I think the Dems figured out how to lose. They did. They because this guy was supposed to be like the white. He was like the white Obama. They loved this guy.
Everybody loved Plattner.
Dude, it was like signs all the way down the street, and then overnight they just all disappeared.
Whoa, is that true? Damn, that's kind of cool. That's an interesting.
And they just totally got. This was he was a very Maine guy. He had a bunch of I've seen 10 people that look exactly like him, at the bar.
Yeah.
Well, so you know what this is?
He has
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Colorful arm tattoos and a red beard, and is I don't know, just I don't know, an alcoholic, sex addict. He's very Maine. He's a dark vibe.
And people like that. So he felt like he was knew. Where did he come from? Like, who was this Graham Platt? Can we just get like a intro to who he was and why we're talking about him?
He grew up in Maine. Then he went to college for like a year, dropped out, did 2 tours in Iraq, went back to Maine for a year, National Guard, back to Iraq. Then he was like a mercenary for like a year or 2, and then he went back to Maine, started like a oyster farm with like, and then he just seemed to be having a lot of sex and drinking a lot after that.
So he got a lot of pussy. Is that the sense that you get, or did he just get a few examples of weird deranged pussy that came back to bite him?
I think he was just like fucking anyone who was like, let's fuck. Because like all the women he was fucking are like extremely wide,
Yeah.
robust.
I don't think there's a whole lot of options up there, but maybe I'm wrong. How's the talent up there?
There's some. I mean, I'm in like a sort of rich part, but they're cute. It's like very like hippie vibe, but he wasn't really hippie as much. He seemed more like actual robust Maine.
See, I think this
So
is
was
something
this
that's
guy-
interesting about the Democrats is that, and I think this will be they'll have their own sort of Trump moment eventually where somebody can
They're too pussy, dude. They're never
Well,
gonna.
no, I agree with you, but eventually it's like, and some of this has to do with the boomers themselves, right? Because the boomers will just say, I don't care who he raped as long as he runs against the people I don't like, you know? I
Well,
think
that's the
the
right attitude to
Republicans,
have.
say that again?
So like that's like the winning attitude if you like care about winning an election, you know.
But that's all they ever usually, that's what I'm saying. Like this whole thing was clearly coordinated by the party. But like what you're saying is like the people would have, you told them that, the people would have said, man, that sucks. That's unfortunate. But we're going to vote for our guy. The thing is like Trump was one of the first people, especially the Republican Party has always been sort of like, oh my gosh, we cast out anybody who's ever racist or bad or anything. They love doing that. They always shit on their own. Literally like the machine will like cast you out of Congress if you say something racist. And, but they stopped doing that. Trump was like sort of the first one that was like, no, he's bad and he's for us, so it's okay. At some point, the Democrats have to do that. And now I don't know if maybe that'll be the far left that will end up doing that because they kind of do that already with like the communists and like the anti-Semites and the Muslims.
these are
They're
all
already
brown
sort of like,
people.
yeah, if you're brown and you are a horrible person, we're fine with it. There's going to be eventually, there has to be that reckoning with the party of the Democratic Party.
Well, I don't think
saying,
it's
like,
going to be like rape because it's just there's different values between the Republicans and the Democrats. But I think we're already seeing the equivalent of it on the left. Like the equivalent will be like what happened with Mamdani's wife, where you'll find like a tweet from her where she's like, you know, I straight up love terrorists, like cut off the heads of all the white babies, and she'll just not apologize and be like, fuck it, like I'm not apologizing. I mean,
Yeah,
I guess
feel like
that's
they're just
already
gonna lose
that's
forever,
already here.
Honestly, I think the Democrats just like are fine with losing as long as they don't like compromise their moral values of voting for a bad person.
Well, there was some, and I think this goes.
I think they like
again,
losing, honestly.
Well, I think it's when they know they're going to lose, or at least if there's a more than 50% chance they're going to lose, they will act from the top and move that person out. That person has no power within the machine. The machine always makes a decision. On the right, it's like Joe Blow, even if like he's staying in the race, it doesn't matter. And you see it all the time in some of these races where like some guy splits the vote because he's a douchebag and he gets 5 or 10% of some fucking retarded vote in Texas. And then Shamit the Jeet fucking wins. And everybody goes, what the fuck? You didn't drop out. And it's because you can't pressure, like, there's not a true pressure machine the way that there is on the left, where this dude literally left the race and it was just because a fat girl gave a fucking interview. Like any person in the world, I mean, truly, and I believe even the most leftist person in the world, if you say, hey, this guy's going to win, but you're going to have to just accept the fact that like this fat chick said he fucked the fat chick and she kind of didn't like it. They would all have been like, that's totally fine. We're voting for him no matter what. They don't care.
Is this a seat, this Senate seat, that like, what does it lean with two generic candidates? Like, is this one
The
that is
Republicans won
typically-
for like 30 years in a row.
So this guy,
they want to
this guy
flip it.
basically
They want to
was-
flip the seat.
So this guy was like an exceptionally good candidate. Like he was
because he was just the
overperforming what a
everyman. He was
Democrat-
basically the same guy that's always won that seat, just on the left. So I'm an everyman. I'm a good old boy from Maine. You know, I'm a fisherman, lobsterman.
Susan Collins was the holder of the seat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Susan
Yeah,
Collins.
She's been a senator
Yeah, but
since.
she's not an
19
every woman, is she?
Yeah,
Where's her
nah,
go?
but it's
She
sort of
just
that.
did it for so
yeah.
long.
She's
Yeah,
like
it's-
someone I'd want to like kick it with, have a beer, you know, like shoot the shit.
She like
But that's
sounded-
sort of like she's
sounded
considered like an old school Maine girl. She's 73. You know, she's
She
from
looks great.
Caribou.
People
She's
just
like
been voting her
she
for
was in the
30
lumber
years, you know?
business. Yeah, like
Also,
they're,
like,
they're
it's like I think people don't actually care about the Senate because it's
She's
like
got a
doesn't-
bowl cut.
it doesn't affect like Maine like locally. So I think they really need to be like spurned into caring about Graham Plattner. They care about this guy that is them. They don't care about the Senate actually.
So Jack, is your opinion that like I haven't really looked into any of this. Like, is your opinion that all of the allegations are bullshit, or do you think he probably was getting a little wild with some of these wide women?
I think he was probably just like drinking too much. I'm like, yeah, probably. Like, but if he had if he had just lived a normal life, he would none of these allegations would have come out.
I think
I
that's
think they were
literally what the
definitely
fat chick said.
They're definitely prodded by the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
And so,
So you don't think he did anything actually bad? Like he was probably just like drunk and like trying to get pussy from wide women.
The girl said exactly what happened. It's like clearly not. I mean, if you believe
Yeah.
every word she's saying is exactly how it happened, then like you have to believe that this guy broke into a fat girl's house to bang her. when he was
I don't
drunk.
think he broke into her house.
Dude, she probably was so flattered by that.
My
No
point
one's
is just like,
probably ever
dude,
done
as,
that in
as
their
a guy that's, you know, I've straddled the line of fats and hots, right? My whole life.
Thin line.
I've always been sort of a middling.
Famously a thin line.
Yeah, famously. I've tiptoed this
Tell me
line.
about it.
Dude, if I was back in DC in my 20s, I would get a text from a fat girl 2 to 3 times a week, 4 to 5 times a week. A fat girl that I hooked up with once or twice. And I'd, wasn't so bad to text her every now and then on a lonely night. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I wasn't always that nice to her. Wasn't a nice
And what
guy.
does that mean? You shouldn't be a senator? It's ridiculous.
Exactly. That's my point.
Yeah.
But again, this is like the weird thing about the Democrats. It's like, whatever. You can say this. Swalwell, it was like, okay, these are sketchy allegations. But again, they're just sketchy allegations. Nothing, there's like zero details ever. These chicks actually happen to go do these interviews.
Yeah.
But like
Well,
the
I think
Democratic
this is-
Party decides you are out, and they will use whatever resources they need to locally, story wise, to ruin you.
Well,
Yeah.
dude, it's literally a national security issue because if he's banging these wide fats and he becomes a senator, he can get honeypotted by a foreign spy like just way too easily.
Yeah,
who's
but the
even
Democrats don't
moderately
care
attractive.
about that. You are right, but that is true about every politician. They are all having sex with.
But
everyone in
Swalwell was
DC.
banging like hot interns. You know, he wasn't banging like wide gender studies majors and
I don't even think they were interns. I think
It's
they
like
were.
according to Michael Tracy, but he was like the PR firm that like sort of organized women against Swalwell, also organized the people against Plattner.
I'm
It's
sure
like
they
a-
did, dude.
Yeah, this is
It's
part
all
of the
very
machine.
pattern. It's a pattern.
hit
thing.
squad.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a
Like-
hit squad that doesn't. And honestly, I think some of it had to do with the fact that he was sort of an everyman, wannabe masculine. Because
Well,
there
he
is
was
that sort of.
anti-Israel also.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's a huge. Yeah, if you're doing that, you're always going to have that issue. But I don't know. The Democratic Party's they're having that. That's a schism that's happening.
Right.
But there is like who's the old Cajun guy? The
I just don't know what white guy could they possibly have because they can't have a Jew, right? All the Shapiros, you can't have him. Anybody related to Israel's done, no matter what. You
Yeah.
can't have a guy who's ever drank and fucked a girl ever one time.
Well, have you heard James Carville
what
ever
guy
talk
are you
about
gonna
this
have? You
stuff?
can only have gays. Gays
Yeah.
only. It's the only possible thing.
Isaac, have you seen the James
brown,
Carville thing? Sorry.
Which one? Yeah, I think I have. But which one are you talking about?
He's always the old. He's old. He's like in his 80s.
I know who James Carville is. Yes.
Yeah,
Totally know.
Clinton never. But he always does this chimp out. He hates Trump, but he chimps out and goes, "I don't know about this Democratic Party. We got to get rid of all the leftists in the Democratic Party because I'm just a man, and I don't have a blah blah blah." That is the. I think there is a huge faction of leftist white chicks, or maybe not even leftists, maybe establishment neocon white chicks. Maybe they're Clinton, white girl Clinton, Democrats that are like, I don't want the communists. I don't want the Muslims. We're Jewish and we're WASPs, and we don't like this white guy. He is too masculine, and fuck Maine. Like, I'd rather lose Maine than like a man that fucks women ever gets power.
Yeah, no, I think that right. Yeah,
I was listening to like the Pod Save America episode on the way up, and it was just this woman just doing like a victory lap over like getting this guy out.
Yeah.
Some like woman that like lives in DC.
What is
like,
that?
I told you so. I told you so. I told you so. I'm just like, great.
Yeah, because like
You
the
lost.
thing I'm wondering
Great.
about this is my question is like who benefits from this on like the left side. So you're saying it's basically like there's
women everywhere want with this.
Yeah, it's like there's these extra party organizations, like these women's sort of whatever this little PR agency group is. Like it's basically factions of careerist women mobilizing against the Democratic Party, so hurting the Democratic Party, but for like their own gain. So there's these like parasitic kind of like careerist women.
Well, they're hurting it. They think they're helping it because if they can remove a white male who is problematic from the coalition, that opens up a space for a torta, to take his place. Maybe, and it's not going to happen in Maine, which is funny, is like you actually had a great opportunity in a blue stronghold to take a seat from the Republicans with like just a guy. And it was to the point where Republicans were freaking out about this every day. I didn't know who the fuck Graham Plattner was if it wasn't for every Republican talking about him nonstop. Never saw Democrats talking about him. I never saw Hassan Piker raving about this guy. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I just he was a character only in the right wing, as far as I know. I don't think like my dad, who's a libtard who watches CNN every day, had no idea who Graham Plattner was until this thing popped up where he's like dropping out of the race. They're like, wow, that racist
He was a very right-wing coded guy, He was kind of like Chud coded because he was in the army.
He had the Nazi thing.
He had the Nazi tattoo.
Yeah. He was like a fat, unfuckable chud who ran for the Democratic nomination.
But it's crazy. I think there was like a weird thing. Like, I think a lot of right wingers wanted him he was like a middle of the road Redditor with a Nazi tattoo. And I think there's a lot of
I'm reading this differently. I'm reading this totally differently. I'm reading this as he was a darling of the actual left, right? Of the far left. I think they were probably really excited about him because he flips the seat. They get to live the fantasy that their biggest mandate right now, their number one mandate is white dudes, right? That's they're like dying to get white dudes back, right? So he fulfills that. You're right. He's kind of chuddy, right? So they get to pretend that they still have any relation to like oyster farming of the people. And so I think he was like exactly. I bet like was the DSA on him? Like did the DSA yeah? So my sense is that he was a darling of that, and he got taken out more by people who didn't like his Nazi tattoo, and like kind of like a series of women who once you activate the female NGO network, they're gonna get you. Like they're gonna like once they have their teeth in you, they're not gonna let go.
Well, yeah. So dead. Isaac, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
So I think it was probably DSA is probably actually pissed about this, like at a core level. I would bet.
Yeah. He was like their guy.
Yeah.
So
because they
he was
cheat.
the
They
guy
also
of the
cheat.
far
DSA
left.
fucking cheats like openly. So if they
Yeah,
can
but-
get somebody
yeah,
in there, they'll force them to win. Pretty much, they really do. They cheated in
You're
LA.
saying-
I saw it happen.
Well, you're talking about DSA.
Yeah, well, the far left, whatever you want to call it, this thing that is eating the entire Dem party, and it's amazing. It's actually
Well, hold on.
incredible.
I think there's a couple nuances there, right? Because what we saw in LA was a Democrat machine mobilized for lesser of two evils. We'll do anything so that Pratt loses. I think more than a far left, I don't think this is a DSA. I don't think DSA is even very well organized. It's actually more.
Yeah, well, maybe
of like,
DSA is sort of shorthand.
it's the
for
NGO. Well, I guess what I'm saying is and maybe I am reading it wrong.
I mean, you raise a good, like, right. How organized is the far left in Maine? Probably not that organized, right? I don't know. I have no idea. But if the DSA,
I think he
likes
was just
this
a
candidate-
decent candidate that shows up. And because remember the voice fry guy video they were showing? They kept showing the video of the guy with the voice fry he
Vocal
was
fry?
him and a vocal fry. Yeah. Him and the Asian chick were the ones that found him. I think they were like far leftists. These are like political operatives that found this guy, Graham Plattner, and like made him into a political person. And they were starting to get interviews because people are like, "Oh, you're smart. You found like a white guy that like speaks right wing or something, speaks to the normal man."
Yeah. No, I
So
think
I think there is I think it's
that.
and maybe it's not a far left and a far right. It's similar to the right wing thing. It's like it's more of it's establishment versus outside the establishment people. And there's mixes of ideologies on both sides of that, but I think they got rid of him because there was a more powerful lobby of anti-white dude than there was far left.
I think yes.
Let's
and there
get a
was
common
right.
sense white guy,
Well,
smart people.
So Jack,
those-
what do you see as having happened? And do you see this, like, what are the factions and how are they gonna ever, like, is it ever possible for a white guy who's like not Gavin Newsom to ever survive?
No, not in my opinion. I think it's just going to be like everyone with like whatever that type of background is just going to be like anyone with any like real life experience who like hasn't sort of wanted to be a politician since they were like 12 years old is going to like whatever not be able to be a politician. It's like now just going to only be for like people who have been like class president for like their whole entire
Nithya Raman type of people who just they go into the pipeline,
like the most type A people.
Yeah.
So I think you're just gonna be able to like research everyone so well, and like anyone that's like lived any sort of life is gonna have like something wrong with like how they live their life,
Right.
apparently. But like that's why the Republicans just aren't going to lose because they just don't care, or they care about winning.
Well,
So you're
I don't think they
Well, I
do.
guess
sorry.
we're just coming from the star, and it's just very different, like the LA political system.
Well, LA is just completely fucked.
yeah,
Like,
what's
it's
with the
just
sinkhole?
different.
dude?
There's
How
no
does-
normal. There's no chance. I mean, they cheated here. They cheated the tax election too. I don't know if you guys saw that. That's even more proof.
tax election.
Yeah, you didn't see this? So simultaneously to the completely and utterly fake mayoral election, the LA taxpayer, in the same manner, where the late balance, luckily it approved a tax increase, like on the normal taxpayer of LA.
Jesus
What
Christ.
LA person? Did Joe Rogan and JD Vance talk about this? What person living in LA, where we already pay way too much in taxes, we can't afford everything, everything's affordability? What person is like, yeah, let's vote to raise taxes? No one would fucking do that, man. The whole thing is fake. It's entire. We live in a uniparty. California is done. It's toast. There is no democratic process here at all. It's over. It's a single party thing. There's nothing. I mean, yeah, sure. There's probably some regions where there's actual Republicans, but dude, I actually went on Saturday to an all-day training, the Leadership Institute for the CAGOP. And I saw it. I saw it up close. And, some of these people are great. I talked to some really smart people. The old sheriff Villanueva, who they kicked out completely unfairly, was there. He's the fucking man. Total awesome, like, cool guy. And he's trying to get back in office. But all these people are waiting around like it's a pyramid scheme. There's consultants who tell all the people that it's to do stupid shit and that it's okay to lose. They take up all the money, all the candidates raise money, give it to the consultants, and then they just lose. That's what the right wing in California is. It's just a pyramid scheme of giving money to consultants that you raise from your like friends and family. That's the entire fucking thing. Yeah, it's completely fake. There's no actual political process here. They do whatever they want. The unions, the biggest union runs the elections. The SEIU runs the elections. And they get the money from the elections. It's complete. It's over, dude. It's totally done. There's no democracy in the state of California. I mean, particularly in LA. So it's sad.
I feel like there's probably several cities like this in America.
I think people don't understand when you started printing ballots for everyone and sending them to their homes, which happened during COVID. That was the end of the democratic process, pretty much. It's fake. You can just go get 1 million of them. They're flying around everywhere. You can print some from China, throw it in. I think that was pretty much like the end in states where you have people who are really interested in that way. It's like you can just ballot harvest all day long. I think ultimately what will happen is the Supreme Court will declare it unconstitutional because it so obviously is, because you keep having this thing where, whoops, 3 days later, the Dems won. It happens every time. How does that happen? And it's like that can't go on. It's unconstitutional. The Constitution has a day. It has to be 1 day. And there was like some slight, exceptions to that for people who weren't, these absentee ballots. But during COVID, they fucked that whole system. So, and they made it so that now everyone does mail-ins. And it's like, it's not a tenable circumstance. Like, there's no way. This is why Trump, everybody tried to like condemn Trump for saying they stole the election in 2020. And he's, like everything else, turning out to be 100% correct.
What happened in 2024? You think they just couldn't fake it?
I think in 2024, yeah. So a couple things. One, it was they probably, I think like people like Scott Pressler in Pennsylvania, they were just
think he did anything.
They were just so hyper vigilant in getting out the vote that I think it was just too risky to do the huge dump that they did. I mean, what was there?
I agree with you, but I don't think that's true. For everything I've seen, I don't think Scott Pressler's actually done anything.
Why?
There's like no proof of that. I love Scott Pressler, by the way. He's a Northern Virginia guy. He's a good dude. But the Amish thing has actually turned out to be not true. There's been a lot of, I don't know. I just don't know if I agree with the whole process is a sham, but I think 2024 was there's an anomaly in 2024 and 2020 that I don't understand. 2020 obviously it was sketchy. Everything you're saying is 100% true. Like, but then there's what does 2024 represent? That's what's scary to me because I don't know. Does that mean
like what does it represent? What do you mean?
Does the machine say, okay, we got to give them 2024? We got to let them have it back?
Yeah, I think
trust
so.
Kamala?
I think basically the machine abandoned Kamala, right?
Yeah, that's probably the most plausible.
It was too risky for them to go up against Thiel, Musk, Zuckerberg. Like, it was too dangerous to go up against all those people, right? I mean,
Elon.
Here's the question. Elon. I said Elon. In the
Musk.
middle of the night, did we see this same bullshit pattern that we're seeing everywhere now, where it's like, whoops, a boop, right after they report the first initial things, it's like the numbers completely change, and wow,
you know what was so great
win.
about this election? This again, 2024.
Did
it was
they
like
do that though in 2024?
No, Well, no,
Did you see
it was
that
it was
pattern?
over.
Did you
It was
see the
over
3 in
by
the
10
morning
p.m.
thing? Yeah.
There was no. It didn't
So there you
matter.
go.
Yeah,
So
that's
that
true.
tells you they
For
didn't
some
press
reason,
the
there
button.
was
They
no
didn't press the button.
conversation about that.
I
There
think
was
they
nothing
just
was even
didn't.
close.
They didn't press the button. They did the numbers and they were like, it's not worth it because we might lose, and if we lose and it's that obvious,
Where
then
were
they'll
you
hold
guys
You
that
made
night?
about the
Wait, what?
Where were you guys that night?
We had a party in LA, a big party.
I was at the Blaze headquarters in Dallas. I was with my
The Blaze. Oh, the
I used to work for.
Blaze.
I was working for the Blaze at the time, and I was with my wife and my kid, and everybody at the Blaze, and it was awesome. It was Glenn Beck was there. It was like if you're shutting out, if you could. Oh, dude, there was a bunch of people there. Like there was a bunch of other celebrities there that were like sort of just like in Dallas and were like invited. Working the Blaze is tight because like the way they set up everything, you're always like in the mix. So yeah, we had the party there. My wife, who's a libtard, was so upset. But yeah, we were like, oh my God, we're gonna be. Everybody was like, we're gonna go home tonight. So nobody was like, we're gonna get hammered. It was like it'd be weird because it was like. And then it was like, oh shit, we're gonna win. So then we just started drinking, and it was awesome.
Yeah,
we were like,
yeah,
wait,
yeah.
what's going on? That's where it's like, okay, so they must have just
And
had
that was
to
an
have.
LV.
We were letting their foot off the table.
Dude, I was actually.
And I
in
think there's
Paris.
this overcome.
in Europe.
That's what I just don't want to give up the. I still believe in the Republic that like in a 2024 situation, it was like it was too big to steal or whatever. It was like you can't steal this one. This one's 2020 was like, well, everybody's like sick and has diarrhea. They can't leave the house.
Yeah, I think they had a lot more plausible deniability in 2020. And then in 2024, they also, remember, people kind of forget this. They abandoned Kamala in the very end. I don't know if people remember this. I had a huge Substack piece, one of my best ones ever, that was after one of the debates. I can't remember which one it was. She performed so bad. It was like the worst thing I've ever seen. She had no answer for anything. And I remember even she was like, they asked her, how are you different from Joe Biden? No answer. And she just clearly hadn't prepared at all. Like she hadn't like sat down with her people and like done any work. And I remember after that watching and seeing Dana Bash, who I literally think Dana Bash is like one of their top propagandists. Like I think Dana Bash is like pulling strings. And Dana
Shout out
Bash
Dana
said, well, she just totally didn't do her job. She didn't do the job. And I was like, oh, okay. This is you being like, it's same scene with me. Like she was saying, we're not going to like help you anymore because you just didn't show up and you didn't do what you needed to do. And it's like, if you don't, we can only help you so much.
Do you think they're going to run Newsom for the next one?
Yeah, I do.
I think
they're definitely going to run Newsom, and I think he's going to win. And I think we're going to be in the Dem Reich for the next 30 years. And
I guess if he goes against Vance,
I think Vance. I love Vance. I love Vance. I love Did you guys hear him on Rogan? It was great. I fucking loved it. I'm a big.
Dude,
Vance
I
guy.
thought he was so fucking fake on Rogan.
Oh, really? All right. So tell me your Vance.
Oh,
you didn't like
I
it
love
because
this.
No, it's because of the Israel thing.
It's not because of fucking Israel. It's not because of the Israel thing.
Denzel's going to issue the Israel talking points, which is
I cannot like JD Vance,
about
and I
Israel.
have my reasons for not liking JD Vance. It's not all Israel. It's not. He wasn't even anti-Semitic.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't nice enough to Israel. So all the shills launch into JD. They're mad at JD.
He wasn't at all anti-Semitic in that interview, but what I don't like about Vance is he plays dumb. He's obviously a brilliant, really smart striver, Silicon Valley, married top caste Hindu like genius, but he pretends to be this like
Hindu?
Yeah, married some like Hindu smart medical fucking lawyer woman or something. Like he's an elite. Like he's a very smart 150 IQ elite guy. And he goes on Rogan, and Rogan asks him like, are there aliens? Like, have you looked into this? Like, do aliens exist? And Vance's answer is literally like, well, like I wanted to know about that, but I've just been so busy these days. I just haven't had time to really like look into it. Man, the vice presidency. The vice presidency is just such a man. The hours just go so late. I just haven't had good old boy like me hasn't had a chance to really look into this whole.
That's a genius answer, though.
But it is, but he's just so full of shit. And then at another
It's
point
just
in the
so
interview,
not that big of a deal. Like that's yeah.
That's,
Okay.
at another point in the
What
interview, he
else?
drops this line. I remember he's like, Joe, I'm just a bad liar. That's the thing about me. I'm just a bad liar. It's like, dude, shut the fuck. You're obviously
Yeah.
such a calculated
I agree.
machine
I mean,
of
yeah.
political success.
He's
He is
trolling
he's a Magoo,
Yeah, I mean, he's a
you know.
politician.
He's good at what he does. Here's the thing, though. There's going to be a massive schism on the Rubio and JD Vance and
Yeah.
Adelson money, Dunn money, big money's on.
Yeah, all the
probably
Jews are
gonna be
going.
on
You
Rubio.
can already tell the Jews are going to go against Vance because he's.
I mean,
not,
they're already. This
he's
is
not
already. This the
sufficiently-
battle lines are
he's not
drawn.
Sufficiently pro-Israel.
Yeah,
And he like
lines are drawn.
dares to question. He dares to question too much. But that's
will
such
be
a
up to
stupid idea.
Rubio to
That's so
decide.
dumb, bro. Because Rubio's not going to win. The Newsom will destroy Rubio,
Definitely.
and Newsom's going to be 1 billion times worse for Israel than JD Vance. I promise you.
You think?
It would be so bad. Half the Dems just pulled all the money from Israel. It's over. The Dems are done with Israel, dude. It's fucking done. They have no interest in any of them. Shapiro, they couldn't even get. Shapiro was a great candidate. Could not do it. And who's the leader of the Dems? Mamdani now. So it's over, dude. It's completely done. It's done. It's so.
I mean, I would obviously vote for
But Jews
Vance.
are not gonna. But Jews are not gonna stop voting Democrat. So it's not. I don't think what you're saying.
They will. It's going to shift massively. You'll see. It already has. I mean, it's not. Again, that's the thing about the Jews. It doesn't really make that much of a difference.
It's only
in terms
13
of-
million
yeah,
Jews,
exactly.
right?
There's none of them. So it's not. It doesn't make a democratic difference that much how the Jews vote. I mean, it's interesting to see how they vote.
Well, it
but
depends
already,
where Jews
it
put their
already
money.
From last time went like this. Already from last time, huge shift for the Jews. I still think it's a little more
I
majority.
don't know if
that
that's true or
they-
not. But the
No, it
money,
is true.
the
It is
people
true.
with
We
the
did a thing
money,
for
though.
Tablet.
Yeah,
We did a thing for Tablet on it. I know that this for
Okay.
a fact. They shifted massively.
I'll
over.
fact check. I'll fact check during the break.
Back check that shit.
But hold on. But I think it is
Huge
important. Like the
shift.
Jewish influence is in their money, in
Yeah,
the things
exactly.
that they own, and
Yeah.
so it doesn't. It is they outsize their influence. Obviously, we already know. We know that we're all J pilled here at Mama J Magazine. The big money, the big Jewish money, is already lining up against. But it's more. Which I'm trying to figure out what it really
It's so
is, though,
stupid.
because like.
It's such a bad idea.
No, because it's
Rubio's
crypto.
not a good
It's not
candidate.
crypto. I don't want to use crypto, but it is the technocratic. Because this is going to be AI, sort of. It's going to be open AI, Anthropic. Who do they choose? They actually, I think, are going to be the kingmakers of the next
And it'll be
20,
Vance
30 years.
for sure. They hate
Right. So,
Newsom,
like,
dude. Are you
those
kidding?
guys are all going to
Yeah, that's
go
true.
with. It's going to be the
Yeah.
technocracy.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
think a
that's
lot
fair.
of the right wingers are going to have to decide, oh shit, like technocracy means a lot of things that I don't know. It's not MAGA. Some MAGA guys are in there.
Do you think who is better against Newsom, Rubio or Vance?
I think they're both. Rubio, I think, is better than you'd think because he's classic. He's old school. If you see any of his stuff when he's in front of Congress, he's very good at being combative. But I do think he he can be like methodical, or sort of like he'll like revert back to like just like retarded 2000s politics sometimes, like with the Indian stuff. You're like, no, Indians are the greatest thing ever in America. It's just like JD doesn't say that shit, and his wife's Indian. Like JD's just smart. He never says the wrong thing.
I know, but this is why JD Vance also, I think, like, yeah, there's a lot
but
of
he is a
people, I
bitch,
think
though.
he's
JD's
sort
a little bit of a bitch. You know, he's
a
like that
bitch, and
loser
he also
emo kid
just-
from high school.
he sends a little bit of a shiver down your spine because it's like, you're right, he always says the right thing, but it just feels like he doesn't really stand for anything. It doesn't seem like the thing about Vance is when
That's
he was
not
young,
true.
when
He
Vance
stands for
was young
Meemaw.
and he was
Meemaw.
yeah, or
It's
his
his
new
Meemaw.
dude, like him writing this book Communion.
I will
it's
say,
like,
when I saw the word Meemaw in his book, I was like, ooh, cringe.
there is
Meemaw.
no fucking chance
Give it a rest
JD
with the
Vance.
fucking
Okay,
Meemaw.
Yankee, we get it.
Meemaw.
There's
Let the
no way
fucking
he's like
vampire
Nobody
show me
actually.
actually
more.
says Meemaw. Is anybody actually sitting around saying Meemaw? Cringe.
What do your kids call your dad?
Not Mima.
What do they call him?
Oh,
What do they call
Tom?
your dad?
They call him Tom. Hello. It's called
because
being
his
from the
first
north.
name.
No, I'm joking.
You guys-
They call him Grandpa Tom.
Grandpa Tom.
Grandpa Tom.
Yeah,
Just
that's some
Grandpa
Yankee
Tom.
ass shit. My dad's
Oh,
Papa.
what do you call it? Yeah, okay,
My dad's
well, that's
Papa.
fine. No, Papa's totally normal. Mima, that's too far.
Meemaw is
Stop
like your
with the
great
Meemaw.
grandma or something. You're
bullshit.
not,
I don't like
you don't
the
get it.
Meemaw.
You're
I don't
you're,
like the
you're
Meemaw.
like Fuentes. You are
Dude,
giving.
you are from fucking Northern Virginia.
giving
You
Ellis
are the most
Island right now,
fucking
dude.
LARPing Southerner.
I'm sorry, I'm a
in the
heritage
whole
American.
Hey,
time.
Virginia.
Meemaw
Virginia was
is
the capital
fine
of
with me.
Confederacy. Am I right?
Yes.
Catholic
You're the
Confederacy?
most
Is it-
It's the capital of the
carpetbagging New Orleans
Confederacy.
guy.
Oh yeah, Capital Confederacy.
Let them know.
Can you do?
Richmond.
I was just going to try to football you, but you actually care about football. I forgot. Okay. All right, Jack. What do you think? Let's hear from Jack. What do you think is going to
I thought
happen
he
in
said
this election?
Catholic Confederacy. I was about to freak out. Dude.
2026.
No
what's-
Catholics, no
it's
Jews.
2028. 2028.
Definitely Vance. Rubio's not gonna make it.
No, I don't think
Vance,
so. Yeah.
Newsom. I'm still waiting for Hunter Biden. You know, he's like
Dude.
cleansed
Well,
his-
Biden's going to be
he's
running,
cleansed-
but hold on. You
We
also
got
got
a big
DeSantis.
Hunter
This
piece
year's
coming
gonna be
out.
Hunter Biden.
So I just did a ton of research on this today. We have a big Hunter Biden piece coming out because I read
Who's
the
writing
book.
it?
Me. And I kind of love him. I kind of love Hunter.
I
gotta be
have
honest.
his.
He's the
I
future.
yeah, we'll get it.
I'd
we'll
vote
get-
for Hunter. Yeah, he's
For
not.
the-
It's not possible. It's not going to happen. It's
He's
too
gonna, why would you
dark.
vote
It's
for
too dark.
Hunter?
He
There's
can't
no
just
way.
go
Faggot.
from zero. He can't
For
go
6
from
years.
zero.
But he's already like cleansing his reputation. He's like doing like watercolors and shit. 6 years
He's
of
just
watercolor.
not-
Hey, somebody
You're a
clip.
changed
Somebody
man.
clip Isaac saying he'd vote for Hunter Biden. What?
I would. I
Ah.
don't give a fuck.
love him.
I would
I'd vote
totally
for him
vote
right
for
now.
Hunter Biden. I mean, not over certain people. I'd vote for JD over Hunter, obviously, but I would vote for
Okay,
Hunter
who would
Biden
you
in
vote
some
for
capacity.
Hunter over?
In some capacity.
Who would you vote
Look,
for
I'm not.
Hunter over?
I don't. Okay, I'm not saying I would vote for him necessarily for president of the United
Okay.
States. I
So
don't
you
know
just-
about that. I'm saying like for some office,
Vote for him for
comptroller,
school council,
comptroller.
local PTA school board.
Look, I didn't say
Sheriff?
what I'm voting for. I'm just
It could
saying
be
it's
anything.
my
It could
vote.
be post
He gets my
office.
vote.
guy. Yeah, you know, it could be any job.
That is, hey, he gets a vote.
Ombudsman. Hunter Biden.
Ombudsman.
That is like such a good Larry David bit right there. Just
I think he's a real G though.
I'm
actually.
not saying
I
I'd
think
vote
he's
for
a
him for
faggot.
anything
Yeah.
other than he gets a
I
vote.
think he is a bitch in some ways, but he also is kind of like legit.
I think he's a
I like
faggot who makes gay paintings and
Yeah, you
fucking
don't-
does drugs and says bullshit and has no actual value to him at all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's the worst. God,
He's a
You just-
fucking,
I swear, if you
everything
just
about him I hate.
if you just go viral on Twitter for like 6 weeks and you're like married to the, or your dad's the president or some shit, Isaac's gonna be like, dude, this guy is the next fucking. This
You
guy's
guys
gone.
were reading the piece. He had a hard life, man. He had like a. Did we talk about this? Did we talk? I think we talked
Yeah,
about
his dad, his brother died.
Yeah, all right. We already talked about this. Sorry.
We
This
didn't
is
first off,
redundant.
if you don't know the Hunter story, listen. I don't judge. I love Hunter too. That's fine. He loves Poncho.
He's definitely running
Poncho
for
Place.
some states.
He's doing something.
Yeah.
Well,
no, but
maybe he's
DeSantis, we
pursuing-
haven't.
no, you know what
DeSantis
he
is the dude. I'm just saying
Who I
that
also
was one
love.
thing we
I'm
haven't
a
talked
big
about.
DeSantis fan.
So
I love
DeSantis
I'm
could
so down for
choose.
DeSantis, bro.
DeSantis could go, hey, Rubio, DeSantis, we Florida the whole world. We take over
Do you
Central
realize
America.
how good the world would be if DeSantis was just the emperor of America for the next
That's what I'm
40
saying.
years?
Dude, DeSantis,
That's what we
Rubio
need.
might be
bad.
a bit.
DeSantis or
He's too fat. He's too portly. He's not going to ever be
No,
elected
dude, you do
president.
Rubio, DeSantis. Rubio on the front of
love
the ticket. DeSantis, whoever he chooses to be.
Oh
VP.
yeah, Rubio DeSantis would be pretty good, but it's
But
too much
also, you
Florida.
could
Too
say
Florida.
JD, and you could see DeSantis. Whoever DeSantis chooses to go, or how he plays this, that ends up maybe perhaps being a kingmaker for.
I think
whoever.
you're kind of right though that the AI. That's a very good point. That the AI people are gonna kind of dictate this. I think you're probably right about that. I think that's gonna be, there. And how could they not go with JD, bro? I mean, he's a teal guy.
digital
JD's
people-
a fucking teal
Yeah.
boy. He's a teal boy.
Yeah.
It is going to be the
Teal blood
technocracy
boy.
against the
Do you think he
gynocracy
banged people?
of both, right? And the left doesn't have a
Just kidding. Just
I
kidding,
would.
JD.
Yeah, there's something going on.
I mean, sorry.
Harrison, you said something like a lot of the right wing guys are going to have to grapple with where the technocracy that decides this election doesn't align with their shit. Like, where do you think the chud?
I don't think they hate
doesn't align
Indians.
with?
They don't hate Indians.
Right.
They're not identitarians as much. Sometimes they are. You get Musk loves delving into that stuff, and some of these guys, I think. That's why I liked talking with who was our boy Razib Khan. I like talking to a guy like that. It's just like I think they are all just like, hey, dude, I just think the way I think. They're not really driven by a lot of the where the wind is currently going. And some of them we're not going to agree on some things. And some of that's going to be like, yeah, like
more Indians.
Or like they're not going to have the heart to deport everybody violently, you know. And take care of white people, you know, poor white people, because that's populism, which is a different conversation. And maybe AI leads us to more of a populist situation where we can do UBI, because some of those guys do talk about UBI, right? So you get some of these weird communist ideologies on the right, and you get Tucker, who has become a populist. So you're going to have this, I think you're going to have this whole populist technocrat, and even that might schism too. You're going to have the more right-wing populists. You're going to have these more sort of libtarded techno-capitalists on the right. But I just think that whole thing is different now. The right is a, you know, I don't. People can be gay and all that stuff now. I don't think people really care about that. So there might be a decoupling from AI and Christianity on the right, which I think is who is God, who makes the decisions in our lives, and that's going to be the weird stuff over the next 5 to 10 years. Because
I wonder also how much of an impact. Like I would have thought like a year or two ago that basically the 2028 nominee will be whoever Trump picks. Like if Trump says Vance is my guy, or if he says Rubio's my guy. But now I really wonder actually how much Trump's sort of like nod is going to even matter by 2028. No. I don't think it will.
I mean, he might go out as an
nod will matter. Of course it will.
It'll matter, but I just don't think it's like a decided thing. Like if Trump says, you know, I love Rubio, I favor Rubio, that means it's over for Vance, you know.
We got to kind of see what happens in these next 2 years. I think there's a lot of things that are going to happen. My feeling is that it's going to be Newsom. Newsom's going to get it. And it's going to be we're going to be the 30 years. We're all going to jail. We're just completely.
No, I tend to agree with you.
Right.
Yeah.
We need political prisoners. We'll all be like doing this exact conversation in Guantanamo.
Yeah, literally 5 years from now, we're going to be literally in re-education camps.
Dude, we're going to be doing this podcast from Tel Aviv. That's going to be the only option that we have.
Yeah, I really do think. I mean, because it's like I think they waited it out, and I think the economy is so utterly fucked. The economy is so fake. It is unbelievably fake on every level. The stock market hasn't crashed. Everybody acts like the stock market. There hasn't been a recession in like 10 years. Everybody's like, that's totally normal. It went down a little bit. Like, no, the stock market is 100% fake. It's completely fake. Watch, it's gonna later on. People are like, why didn't we know? It's like, yeah, everyone knows. They're just enjoying it too much.
We generally know every 20 years. 20 or 30 years, usually we get a nice.
No, it's supposed to happen way more than that. It's been a bull market for like 7 years.
Yeah.
I
just endlessly going up.
I think the economy is definitely fake and impossible, and no one can buy a house, and it's all fucked up. And I think
it's just all concentration of wealth. So the commies are right in that sense. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I think it's going to be basically you're going to have two choices. You're going to have communism, or I think the right is going to be forced into the technocratic side because it's going to be the only answer. Like it's going to be communism, or it's going to be hope that we can reach some kind of AI singularity where everything is mass produced and we get enough capital and wealth generation and, you know, some form of UBI that's not like total communism. You know, some like JD Vance was on Rogan talking about, you know, maybe the American people need to own a stake of equity in AI so that when AI replaces everything, you get like that dividend cut to you as a check. It's going to be that, or it's going to be redistribution. Those are like the two options for the economy long
Dude,
term.
how are you gonna get a motherfucker to like go through abuse their whole life and, you know, go like start a heroin addiction and then like shit, they go to jail and then they become a line cook and then they become a fucking chef and they become like the greatest chef of all time and they make millions of dollars. How are you ever going to get somebody to ever do that ever again if we get to that point? Like if we get to UBI, like and it's just like everything I'm saying. Just anything. How do you ever?
It's a good point.
How do you get anybody to ever aspire to anything?
Yeah, everybody needs to go to Cuba. You go to Cuba, nobody does anything in Cuba. Literally, nobody does anything. Everything's closed all the time. The museums are closed 100% of the time because nobody goes to work. Everybody's like, "Yeah, I'll go to work for an hour. Makes no fucking difference."
Look at Spain and Europe, dude. Like you can't. Really there's like 3 software companies in Europe.
I think it'll.
You know,
I think
like
Americans.
It's like.
I think Americans are pretty unique. Like I think Americans, even if we have like the JD Vance dividend system where we all get like UBI checks, I think basic Americans are going to want to participate in the economy to try to get rich. That's not
how it goes, dude. That's
because you want to get rich. You don't want to just.
But how do you get rich in an economy that's bland?
Yeah,
no, but how do you get rich in an economy that's bland?
Yeah, exactly. And you remove the pressure.
That's the whole point.
You remove the pressure from the system. And you need the pressure all up and down. And if you don't have that, it just gets fucked.
No, I think there will still be an economy. People will still be buying goods and services, and you can still make new goods and services that allow you to become rich, even if people are getting dividend checks from some kind of UBI.
Yeah, I just don't know how you create value, but if nobody's working. But
I mean, honestly, it's going to be exactly what it is now,
unless
which
you
is that
own
most
the
people
or something.
Most people already have fake jobs or sit around or collect welfare or don't do anything. And then there's a percentage of people who, no matter what, want to try to get rich and get as much money as they can. You know, that's still going to be true.
I will say that having spent some time now for 6 years in the position of hiring people, it has completely changed my viewpoint of the world. And there's a lot of fucking retards, man. Most people are dysfunctional fucking retards. The amount of people that actually can wake up and do something is very small. Like society is not really totally run by the top 10% of people. Everybody below that is basically a rutting fucking monkey who is absolutely useless and just has to be controlled somehow. So, I mean, they're fun to hang out with. I like rutting monkeys, but they are completely incompetent on every level.
I think your old take was better. I think that you're hiring. Well, your old take was black women are better employees than white men, and I think
the problem is white men.
That's true.
Dude, you're not talking about Shaniqua, who has to go work a shift at Wendy's. She gets up in the morning and she drives to Wendy's and she puts the fucking oil in the thing and she throws the potatoes in and she turns on the timer and she makes the fries. You're talking about very fragile white goys who you find on the internet, you know?
Who can't do it? What were we gonna say, Jack? Sorry.
Oh, in Maine, everyone's white, even the roofers and the day laborers are white, and it's a big problem because they want to be paid $35 an hour, and they're hungover, and they want workers' comp, and they just cause a lot of issues.
And
white people are the most queen. White men are the most queen ass employees of all. They need special treatment all the time. But it's okay, of course, I say this as a joke and it's a bit, but people should have good treatment and it's good that people have that. I will say, man, I always remember when I was what?
Just Isaac saying people should have good treatment.
I love your random. It's your brain just
should
defaults.
Be treated with respect at work.
Yeah, your brain just defaults to the most boilerplate PR thing to say just to fill some time in your in your scheming brain, you're just like, and people should have respect and be treated nicely as goys.
They shouldn't be called faggots every waking moment of their life at work.
Yeah, I don't know. No,
it is nice to be normal to people and nice.
It's normal and to have rights,
but
lunch breaks and things that people have.
Lunch break.
No, did
Lacey ever ask you for a lunch break? Has anybody ever asked you for a lunch break, Isaac? That's actually kind of
no
fun.
lunch
That's
break.
funny,
Get the
dude.
fuck
I'm gonna start
outta here.
texting you.
Lunch break? What are you going to eat a whole? We're just going to go to a restaurant for lunch? What are you going to do? No,
we're going.
I used to be one of these people, bro.
What?
I used to be one of these like super fragile goy employees. I used to constantly, I didn't, and then I realized that was a bad way to live. You want to hustle. We hustlers. What sleeps on? We hustlers.
Yeah, you had too many black friends growing up.
Yeah, I don't know. I think America will maybe last as some sort of, I think basically we're heading to the big cataclysm of some kind, and then after that cataclysm, we'll kind of figure out like what's the long haul plan for America and like Americans. What does it all mean?
Ludkey, are you doing any shrooms up in Maine?
Not yet.
Okay. Well, you
Not
should.
Yet. Maybe I will.
As an addendum.
Destiny?
I feel like if I'm in Maine, I feel like everything's green and like you're not going to run into.
People happy in Maine? Are people in Maine like good vibes? Are they happy?
Yeah, pretty much. Even like the people who are like definitely making $7 an hour, they're like how are you doing? Like mostly, yeah. There's a lot of domestic abuse. I'm seeing a lot of signs about domestic abuse.
Really?
Yeah. My cute barista had like a black eye, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
Whoa,
it's real.
Maine is domestic abuse capital. Who knew? That's an interesting fact,
dude.
I didn't realize that.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Cool.
There's like a hidden. I think there's like a hidden darkness here. That's like why Stephen King wrote all these books.
Yeah.
That's
what took over Grant Plattner's brain.
The darkness took him over.
Yeah. I need to bang fat chicks.
Domestic abuse is not funny. It's a serious problem.
Denzel's the victim.
That both genders can endure and deal with and suffer from.
Except so not true in any way. And that's like, there's no one gives a fuck. If you get beaten up by your wife, absolutely no one cares at all.
Literally no one cares at all.
No one. And if you complain about it, everybody's like, okay, let's not talk about it. Yeah. Whereas if it was reversed, you'd be thrown in jail instantly.
Killed.
Yeah. And immediately forgotten by everyone.
For what?
Getting abused. I mean, look, I'm not saying you should. It should be this way. But if your wife hits you, it doesn't matter. Nobody cares about you in any way.
Yeah. Don't be a faggot.
I know.
Yeah,
no,
dude,
I'm not
Denzel,
saying
Denzel texted me this.
Should be that way.
Dude,
all right, no, Harrison, no.
What, I can't talk about this?
No. Harrison, stop. We're not doing this.
Why? I can't talk about this one time, dude?
Not one time. I can't even mention it one time on a public broadcast.
I mean,
dude, we didn't get very good, not as good numbers today as the past. That's okay. Whatever.
Did you connect your Twitter to it?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. It's always different. It's just the time. It's maybe, I don't know. Who knows? It's always random shit going on. Well, all right. I think, are we out of time? I think we're out of time, right? This is the end of time?
Yeah, it's
all
over.
Right, Jack, thank you so much. Sorry that Harrison was such a terrible podcast host.
Sorry, buddy.
We'll get better. But thank you so much, and great piece. Everybody read Jack's piece. Incredible piece. Really, really good shit. Seriously, like very top-level journalism called The SoundCloud Raper. I visited in prison.
Yeah.
But okay. All right, everybody.
Even his mom liked it.
Yeah, it's Wolf's mom liked it.
Thank you, Ludkey.
Okay.
Thank you, Denzel.